Hello and welcome to a new episode of Lost in Minecraft. In this episode we will be expanding and developing our base, and to do that we shall be putting a defensive wall around it. So first of all we shall put some of our farms to good use. I've been down to the cobblestone farm, got myself a few stacks, got some lava from the lava farm, loading up the furnace, because for the next couple of videos we are going to be needing a lot of stone. So just clearing some space, making sure everything can generate nicely. We've come up to the top, we will need some wood. Now as part of farming wood, once you chop down all the wood from a tree you're left with the leaves on the top. That do eventually break down, but did you know if you use shears on them you'll get leaf blocks? Leaf blocks are a transparent block, so can be used to block mob spawns. So it's occasionally handy to keep them on hand. I believe you can put them through a composter as well. So now we have our wood, we have our stone. How are we going to develop the wall? And just a quick note, as you can see there, you can make concrete powder. This is from sand and gravel. You can make it different colours, you pop them down, add water, and they will in fact dry into solid blocks. You can make walls from just wall blocks, or I like to do something a little bit more fancy. You have to make sure that walls are at least a block and a bit high, stops mobs from climbing over them, except spiders. Spiders can climb over most walls, and Endermen can teleport through them. So here we have a stone wall with a fence in between. Obviously you can pick whatever type of fencing, any type of wood, any type of stone, anywhere how you want to make it, how you want it to be. Now we'll put a slab on top of the blocks, and that makes it easy for us to see over and stops mobs from climbing over. Make sure there are no gaps in the middle, because say if we didn't have the fence posts there, baby zombies could come through. Using wall sections, again with the blocks in between to break them up, can make quite an attractive little defensive wall. As you can see, you can't just jump over a stone wall. You can with blocks, that's why we put the slabs on top. And if we extend it to 3 blocks wide, little wall section, it becomes nice and symmetrical, so you can pop a torch in the middle. Again, keeping it lit, keeping it safe, and looking quite nice whilst doing it. If you were to make your wall 2 blocks high, then you can use slabs and stairs and such like to have little walking platforms behind it. Add that slab. Probably should have made a few more, but never mind. So if you put a slab on the floor behind a slabbed block, you can use that just to hop over, get a better view. And if you put it on the inside of the wall, it stops monsters getting from the outside back in. So here we go with an example of a 2 block high wall, and we use slabs on the lower half of the top block to make a nice little walkway across. Again, you can survey the land behind the wall. Enemies can't get in. You can put an upside down set of stairs on the other side of the wall there, so you've got sort of like a slight slope out. Looks quite nice. But again, it's more resources, so it just depends on how big a wall you want and how you want it to look. But that's some ideas for walls. As I said, you can experiment. There's loads of fantastic blocks. You can make them out of wood, out of concrete, out of iron and copper blocks. Don't forget the copper will weather. There's just so many different options available to you. There's just a couple. Now I'm actually quite liking the look of the 3 sections of wall with a block on either side, so I think that may be the way to go for here. I've already counted it out, and it's roughly a 40 by 50 rectangle that we need. So we're going to need a lot of blocks. Don't worry, I won't show you the entire building process of that because it will take some time, but we'll run a few quick sections of it, and then I shall finish it off camera and show you the final result. But for now we shall clear out our experiments. Hopefully it's given you some ideas. Now, a good thing to do is find a nice little starting spot and work from one area around. You may need to do some adjustments based on what you want to do, but we shall see from there. So this corner here is a nice good starting point, so we want a 3-block gap. There you go, 3 blocks, middle block, right block, big block, and continue that along. And you can do it, block, then put down your walls, and put down your block, then put down your walls. I decide to measure it out like this, then if there's any misjudgments, miscalculations, it's a lot easier and quicker to fix. Now, because our wall sort of runs out of level ground here, I'm not quite prepared to put a funny corner in just yet. So that's that dirt pillar in the far end, that's where I'm aiming for. So I'm just going to bulk this out with some dirt and then continue our wall around. You probably won't be able to get away with doing this for every little section. You will occasionally have to take it around a corner. As I said, put down blocks, have a little play around and experiment, see which you think looks best. There we go, that is perfect. I'll just take this straight across here. I could take it around that little section there, but I figure I might use that as a gateway and entranceway at some point. So back to the other end, start putting down our blocks, our walls, and putting torches in the middle one of every other section. Right, out of wall sections there, so we shall have to craft some more to continue round. And now I'm puzzling here, I'm not quite sure about the look of just all stone brick style. So I'm taking out the blocks. My inventory's a little bit full now. It's better. So taking out the stone brick blocks and putting in the chiselled stone bricks. I think that looks a little bit nicer, a little bit different. And I shall continue that around here from now on. I'm just plotting out a future path. And putting the slabs on top. I quite like them like that. I may at some point change them for a different type of stone. We've got some of the white diorite stone, I think it is, down in the caves. That could look quite nice, or maybe some smooth granite slabs. Just something like that. So here we go. Just taking out the blocks I don't want. Around. Luckily I've not gone too far with the project before having to make this decision to swap them out. Yes, I think that'll look quite nice. So I have gone round the entire perimeter of the base, as you can see, taking around a few corners. I've built out a little bit on the far side there for the amphitheatre. That's going to need a lot of building in later on. Torches in the middle of every other section. I think that looks quite nice, keeps the area very nicely lit, and keeps the bad guys out. The only thing is you have to be careful when patrolling around it, because if there's a creeper on the other side, they can still explode and still take out your wall. Just keeping this bit a little bit more lit as well. You can see these chiseled stone slabs where I was planning to have the wall run, but I changed my mind, pushed it out a little bit further. I think it worked quite nicely. You can see there how it came around the corner. That's all wrong. It's a wall I'm very happy with. Yes, we've got a wall along the edge there. I built a stone platform across from one side to the other where the arch is, and then just built along the top of it. It worked out quite nicely. I'm going to have to see where I can put in some gates or some fences. So there we have wall building. I think we can really start to push the development area here now. As you can see, I was looking out over the village. We're going to have to deal with villagers soon, and this big area here I have further thought and planned, so that will probably be starting off in the next episode. That's going to be a very big project, but a very fun project, something a little bit different to what we've done before. So thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and I shall see you later. Goodbye.